Welcome to Zoom settings. In this video, we're going to talk about Zoom settings, setting those up so that you can use some of the features that we've been talking about with Zoom. So I'm going to show you how to get to your Zoom settings. You go to a web page. They do recommend that we use Zoom with Chrome. So I'm in a Chrome browser, and in the address bar, I'm going to type zoom.us. And I'm now at Zoom's homepage, and I'm going to sign in here on the top right. I'm going to enter my email address and my password. Okay, so the first page that it takes us to is the meetings page. It thinks that, hey, you're here, you must want to schedule a meeting. In this case, actually, we want to look at our settings. So I'm going to go over here to the left side of the page, and I'm going to click settings. And I want to point out that there's three different types of settings. There's meeting settings, recording settings, and telephone settings. There are several meeting settings, so that's where we're going to spend most of our time in this video. We'll start at the top and just go down. They do have them categorized into different categories. This is a security category. You can enable a waiting room, which allows people to wait instead of coming straight into your room. They have to be let into you have to let them into your room. It's a security measure. You'll notice that some of these are locked by administrators. They're already turned on or turned off by our administration at Nashville State, so we don't have to worry about those particular ones. You see that you can require a passcode for your personal meeting ID, which I have done. I will change it now that you can see it. But for this purpose, I wanted you to see that I do have a password set for my personal meeting. It just is an extra layer of security. And on that, we do have a handout that shows you how to do that. I don't require a passcode for participants joining by phone. I don't require that only authenticated users can join meetings, and I don't require that they join meetings from, or only authenticated users can join meeting from web client. I have all of those turned off. Okay, now you notice we're in the section about scheduling a meeting. So let me scroll down. All right, so we're in the scheduling a meeting section. I start my meetings with the video host on and with the participants video on. I let people join through telephone and computer audio. I don't have anybody coming in before the host. I do have a personal meeting ID. And I do use my personal meeting ID when scheduling a meeting unless I want to choose something different. These are not the most important, but I just did want to review them. We're getting to the good stuff here in just a minute. I do like to mute participants upon entry because sometimes some noises are going on in their background that they don't know about. All right, now here's where we get to the fun stuff. We're in the in-meeting section. Don't have to worry about requiring encryption, but chat, we do want people to be able to chat. So definitely make sure that your chat is on. And you can allow private chat to be on. This allows people to private chat one another. And if they do private chat one another, that other people can't see it, and it doesn't get saved in the transcript, so you don't have to worry about that. They don't have to worry about that. I don't automatically save my chats. You can set that up, save if you want to. I like having a sound notification when somebody comes in or leaves. You can set that up however you want to. And I like being able to send files through chat. So you can have that turned on or off if you want to. You can allow users to send feedback to Zoom. You can allow a co-host to add or you can allow people to become co-hosts. I like to do that, give other people some control in the room. Definitely turn your polling on. We're going to talk about polling and how fun that can be in our trainings. So you definitely want to turn that feature on. You can choose to always show your meeting control toolbar. That's the toolbar that's down at the bottom of the screen. You can choose to see that all the time. I have that turned off, so I only see that when I hover down below. And you can choose to show your Zoom windows during screen share. I have that turned on because I do a lot of training and I want people to be able to see what I'm doing. But you don't have to have that turned on. I allow people to share their screens in meetings so all participants can share and all participants can start sharing when someone else is sharing. They don't have to wait for me to give them permission. All right. Annotation tools are a lot of fun. You want to make sure you turn those on. We'll cover those in another session. You want your whiteboard to be on. I like having remote control on. That way, other people can ask for control of my screen and work on things on my computer. That's a feature that I use with my colleagues. Wouldn't probably use it with students, but I do use it with my coworkers all the time. I like having nonverbal feedback turned on. That way, people can raise their hand, they can clap. We can also have, actually, nonverbal feedback is where they can ask you to slow down, speed up, and they can raise their hand. Meeting reactions are where they can do a thumbs up or they can clap. Again, some of our things are locked by administrators, so you don't have to worry about this. Allow participants to rename themselves. I like to have that turned on because sometimes people have to use somebody else's Zoom account to come into the room. You know, a family member or a friend, and it'll have the name of that family member or friend, and it might not be their actual name. So I like having this turned on so that they can rename themselves if they want to. If somebody has a picture, I like to see it, so I don't have hide participant profile meeting. I don't have hide participant profile pictures turned on. Okay, now you can see we're in our next section, our in meeting advanced. If you want to, you can report meeting participants for inappropriate behavior to Zoom. You can turn that on or off. Definitely turn breakout rooms on. Breakout rooms are very effective, and we'll talk about that in another video. Closed captioning, you definitely want to turn your closed captioning on just in case you want to assign a third party to do captions. You definitely want save captions to be on. If you are using them, then allow students or meeting participants to save them. I don't have any of these other. Virtual backgrounds are fun. You can turn virtual background on. Not all computers are going to be able to process virtual backgrounds or demonstrate or display virtual backgrounds effectively, but yours might. So go ahead and turn that on and give it a try. But if people in your room can use virtual backgrounds, this allows them to display their virtual background too. So that can be fun. Let's see what else I have turned on or off that's important. I like having a join from your browser link. That way, if a person needs to join Zoom from a computer that's not theirs and doesn't have the Zoom software loaded on it, then they can just click a link and join Zoom through the web link. So I do have that turned on. Okay, now we're in a section about email notifications. We're going to talk about cloud recordings in another session, so think about having your cloud recording turned on. You get an email, cloud recording turned on is in another session, but you definitely want to get an email when your cloud recording is available. You want to get an email when attendees join before you do. You can turn that on if you like. And then I also have turned on when the cloud recording is going to be permanently deleted from the trash. I'll get a notice ahead of time, so I can save that to my own computer if I want to. Okay, so we're in the other category. Blur snapshot on iOS task switcher. I have that turned on. And that's it. That's it for our meeting settings. So I'll just scroll back up and then let's talk about recording settings. You can give people permission to record locally. Actually, first of all, you want to turn on your local recording. This gives you the opportunity to record a meeting to your actual computer. If you want to give participants permission to record locally, you can check this box. And then we have what's called recording to the cloud. That is a very effective way of recording because it generates a transcript, it generates closed captioning, and it generates a link that we can share with our students and our colleagues. So cloud recording is very effective. So I recommend that you turn that on. I have it that it records the active speaker. So instead of seeing all of the pictures in the recording, my recordings are only going to show the person who is speaking at the time. Then you can check out your other settings and turn on whatever you like there. But I definitely recommend that you display participants' names in the recording and that you turn on the audio transcript. You definitely want to turn on the audio transcript because this is how Zoom Cloud knows to create a transcript of your recording and to create closed captioning inside of your recording. All right. You can require a password to access shared cloud recordings. You can also make sure that people know that the recording has started. You can get a little audible recording has started message when it starts and stops. All right, down here we've got recording disclaimer. I have that turned on. Ask participants for consent when a recording starts. I just like to make sure that people know they're being recorded. And then you can also have a little audible recording has started message that comes when recording has started. So I have both of those turned on, and I think that's everything for recording. Telephone settings, I don't really change anything here. We don't have a lot of people using the telephone to join, but it does happen. So the important setting there is over here in meeting, and we already looked at that one to let people join by telephone and by computer for sound. All right, thank you for reviewing settings with me. If you have any ideas or questions, please send us an email at online.learning@nscc.edu. Thank you.